How are you? Good morning. What a beautiful day we've got here. Rise and shine. It is a lovely, lovely start to our day. It is Sunday morning. I'm first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk. Let's look outside. And once again, I don't know what, something's on the fakakta side here. This video card must be on the fritz. This isn't the computer we use to go on TV. This is one of our work computers in the Weather Center. And for whatever reason, our tower cams are just not happy in it. So I'll have to get engineering to look at that. Just another thing. All right, enough of that. First warning, live Doppler radar, rain-free in our area, but let me tap into the Tampa radar and look at all this nastiness. It is raining cats and dogs down here in southwest Florida. Look at that. I've seen flood advisories posted from colleagues that are working down in the Fort Myers TV market. It's not a pretty morning there. But here's the thing. They're getting all the moisture. We're actually kind of bringing in a little bit of drier air across central Florida. 73 in Orlando now, 72 degrees in Ocala. It is 70 in Palm Bay and Palm Coast. Here's the forecast. Quiet for us the next couple of hours. And then lunchtime, we'll start to see a few showers popping up. But dinner time and beyond, we've got the thunderstorms. So it's a later start to the showers and storms today, but we've got a great opportunity to see beautiful, beautiful air. It's going to be, I think, a pretty lovely day. So with that, I say to you, Frankie, good morning. Joanne, happy Father's Day. Good morning to you. Marie, how are you? Paul, good morning, good morning. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate it. Belinda, good morning. Joyce, thank you, thank you. Lou, happy Father's Day to you. Good morning, good morning. Hope everybody's having a great start to the day. I apologize I had to run so quickly yesterday. These severe weather days, as young Ryan is learning, they get busy. They get busy. So, we're doing our thing. But today, thankfully, not looking at a big threat of severe weather. We're just looking at the possibility of a few isolated cells. Okay, we know that that's a thing. We've been there before. We'll be there again. Not a big problem. Good morning to you, Logan. Nancy, how are you? Millie, good morning. Good morning. Happy Father's Day from the Mars family. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Beverly, good morning. Will Dunellen get the hurricane this weekend? No, there's no hurricane. But we can take a look at the tropics in a little bit. All right. Lucille, good morning to you. All right. So that's where we're looking today. We're looking nice. We're quiet. Thomas says we do have an invest to watch. That we do. But an invest is very different than a hurricane. Very different. All right. Let's do this. Let me dial up our futurecast for today. All right, here we are. All right, so here's Futurecast. Any moisture around is going to be pretty limited. Look at lunchtime, like 12:31, 2 o'clock. I mean, it's beautiful outside, right? That's 1:30, 2 o'clock. Fantastic. It's an absolutely gorgeous setup. I mean, this is the stuff that we could dream of yesterday, right? Look at how beautiful that is. Oh, love this weather. All right, let's continue. 3:30, 4 o'clock, we're fine. Then right there, around 6:30, 7 o'clock, that is when we'll start to watch for some showers developing, storms firing up. And then there you go, rain around 8 o'clock, rumbles of thunder, flashes of lightning, gradually pushing through the metro, 7, 8 o'clock. 8, 9 o'clock starting to work out east of town, and then by 10 o'clock it's kind of fading and looking quieter and quieter and quieter. So overnight things are fading, but all in all, our Father's Day forecast is actually looking to be stunning. We've got a beautiful, beautiful day ahead. I'm super happy to say, my friends. Super happy to say. Love when I see weather pattern that looks like this. So for us today, we've got a mix of clouds and sunshine the first part of the day, right? Then later into the afternoon, we start to dial in those thunderstorms. 89 degrees by lunchtime, we're fine. Afternoon, that's where we start to see more and more of the rain falling, right? That's where we get those thunderstorms going. Late in the afternoon, more of a dinner time kind of thing. That's okay. We can handle it. That's the way it goes. after all, right? David, good morning to you. Good morning. Marie, how are you? Good morning. I'm too young. You're too young to be a dad. You look about 23. Well, thank you. Life would dictate that I'm very much older than 23, but I'll take that compliment. I appreciate that. All right, so that's where we're at today. Looking good. Storms around, but late in the day. All right, sound good? All right, let's get out. Let's talk a little tropics. Okay, here is Invest 92, starting to show that counterclockwise spin. It's on the left side of the screen there. Definitely looking better and better organized. Over the next 2 days' time, Hurricane Center has highlighted as having a high 80% likelihood of development, and over the next 7 days' time, a 90% likelihood of development. Here's the deal. We're going to see this thing develop. That's kind of the general consensus here, okay? This is going to develop, and as is such, is going to be a thing we get to watch. All right. Now, before you get worried, let's not get too worried. Okay, it's not anything too scary. Let's take a look at. I always like to get a little nerdier. Let's take a look at the visible satellite imagery. The sun is just coming up here in central Florida, and it's going to take it a while. The sun has been up out there. So let's just play through. And yeah, it's definitely developing. It may not be rapidly developing, but that's fine. But it's definitely developing. Okay, so there's that. That works for me. Infrared satellite. Showing the same kind of idea. Now that wave behind it, it's just getting its sea legs. Don't be too concerned about that one, right? All right. So again, just going back to the percentages, Hurricane Center has a high likelihood that this is going to become something of a tropical system. 80% chance over the next 2 days' time. So where does it go? Well, let's talk about that, right? Here's the computer models. And essentially what we end up with is two different camps. You've got one camp that's wanting to bring it kind of due west. You've got another camp that's wanting to recurve it just a little bit. So which one is it, right? It depends on what ends up happening with its strengthening. If it's rapidly developing and getting stronger, it will want to recurve. The old saying, the old adage goes, weaker goes west, okay? It's not thus far rapidly intensifying. I mean, look at the visible satellite imagery. It's not, thankfully, it's not like painfully organized. It's getting there, but it's not rapidly intensified. So little by little, we're going to see this thing trying to get more organized. But let me just show you the intensity models. They have been quite bullish, right? Not only bringing it to tropical storm status, but by like late week getting into hurricane status. Basically, most of the intensity models are wanting to go up to hurricane status. There's only one that keeps it in tropical storm status. That's fairly remarkable. This is not the kind of atmosphere that typically gives us tropical systems, or I should say this is not the typical location that gives us tropical systems during the month of June. So, I'm not going to say we're in uncharted territory because that's not accurate, but rather we're in territory that just doesn't get going very often, right? So yeah, Debbie, storms yesterday were crazy. So much rain, thunder, and lightning. Oh, I agree. It was a nasty day. 100% nasty day. Yeah. And then it got sunny out and it was lovely. Invests in June, oh my, Yukon says, yeah, but we've got you covered. We're here tracking the storms, tracking the things for you, right? We got you covered. That's okay. Frank says, so when I'm driving with my special cargo, it should be pretty dry. It should be pretty dry. The question is, are you going to arrive on time? It reminds me, since it's Father's Day, why not share a little story? I don't remember the year. It wasn't that long ago that we were all gathered for Father's Day for my father to celebrate him. You should also know that Jeannie and I are the family that always has to go everywhere. In other words, like Her family's in Volusia, my family's in Seminole, so we end up doing the commute. And it's what we do. It's what we've always done, and there's no complaining there. But, there's a couple of hours here, then a couple of hours there, and then driving a couple of hours here, an hour drive, a couple of hours there, an hour drive home, right? That's almost every holiday, that's just the way that it goes. So a couple of years ago for Father's Day, I spent my couple of hours waiting for Dad. Now, he never showed. I mean, he did after I left, because I have to be fair to my wife. We got to go see her family too. She's entitled to see her father on Father's Day too. So I'm curious if my brother Frank will be on time today or not. We'll see. We'll see. I will never let my dad live that one down, and I love it. It's kind of a fun story to tell on Father's Day as well. So good times. Good times. Somebody was asking about if the hurricane hunters are in that system. Invest 92, they're not. This thing is way out in the middle of nowhere. The hurricane hunters they're not doing a mission out there. Yeah, let's see here. What do the capital letters represent in each strand on the projected paths? Yes. All right, so let's look at the computer model forecasts. So the capital letters tell me which model is which. And each model has its own biases, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm curious. I haven't seen any notifications of upgrades. So just wanted to check. People. Okay. But yeah, each one is a different model, and in turn kind of just lets you know which is which. Frank says, yeah, 2 put it to category 3. It's true. Yeah, the intensity models, I would say, are bullish, but moreover, they're just like a little crazy. Like June to be talking about a Cat 3. Listen, when you look at June hurricane climatology in general, at all, we have seen, if memory serves, is it 2 major hurricanes in the month of June ever? 2 major hurricanes ever in the month of June. Now, obviously, you can see Florida's littered, like this, storms impact Florida during the month of June. Yeah, but there have only ever been 2 major hurricanes form. So it'll be really interesting. I mean, I'm not saying that doesn't happen. The models want it to happen. It'll be interesting. Yeah. Joyce, tell us about your nomination and how do we vote? Oh, thank you. Yeah. So is it Orlando Weekly? Orlando Weekly does their thing, and a friend pointed out that I was nominated. So I guess it's on their website, The Best of Orlando. I don't know. I try to not play that game. I try to not go fishing for votes. But if you want to, I appreciate it, Joyce. Thank you very much. Yeah, kind of fun. Annie says, no sunshine in Daytona, what, right now or in general? The problem is the tower cam in Daytona is on the fritz. But all of the tower cams that I'm looking at in your area should look pretty good. So I don't know. Should be pretty good. If it's not sunny now there, it should be sunny later on. At least there's that. Craig and Snow with Adam, good morning. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Chris, good morning to you. And love your story. I mean, that's a story you can't make up. Dad doesn't even make it to his own Father's Day. Now, I'll tell you another one. Here's another good one. So the Burris households are all plagued with being terrible communicators. The fact that I work in communication is already ridiculously funny. So there was a couple of years ago that I did the morning show, went over to my brother's house, and we were at Jason's house, and we were looking around. We're like, what time's Dad getting here? And Jason's like, I don't know. And you could see in Jason's face, he's like, oh, crap. What's wrong, Jason? And Jason's like, I don't know that I invited Dad. And we're like, wait, what? Like, literally the family is there. Everybody's there at my brother's house. And Jason's like, I don't know that I invited Dad. You can't make this up, right? So he calls Dad, and Dad's like, nobody told me anything, so I'm just hanging out. He was right around the corner. He knew because, like, when I had talked to him, I'm like, all right, well, I'll see you on Father's Day. Okay. But because Jason didn't invite him, he wanted to beat him up a little bit. So Dad's like, well, I'm at home. Nobody invited me. Yeah. Father's Day. And the Burrises are just terrible communicators to begin with. Man. Man, oh man. Isn't that funny? All right. Good, good, good. Let's see. Questions, comments. There's so many. I apologize. There's so many comments. I'm like struggling to catch up here. I voted last night. Tony's on there as well. Oh, okay. Very cool, Tina. Yeah, Tony. Yeah. Kelly, I broke the day. I didn't break the Daytona cam. I feel like, here's the thing. I feel like these cameras are on the fritz like constantly. It just is what it is. Oh man. Paul's asking about SeaWorld today. I'd go. If I didn't have other commitments, I would absolutely go. Yeah. Kaylee, do we have an 8 a.m. Invest 92 update? We do. I've been sharing it. We're up to a 80% chance over the next 2 days' time for development, 90% chance over the next 5 days' time for development. So yeah, it's going to probably get its act together and probably going to develop. But if it gets stronger, it recurves and stays out to sea. So I'm totally okay with that. Brian, on the map, where are those boxes that steer a storm's path by Florida? I forgot the name. Oh, the A-Bear boxes. That doesn't apply here, but those are called the A-Bear boxes. Yeah. All right. Oh, geez. Go do your thing, Yukon. Yeah, plug it into charge. Brett says, just going to watch golf all day. I have a feeling that's all my brother wants to do, which means, yeah, it's probably what I'm going to be doing. Dad doesn't sound like a country bear from Disney. Well, I'd say he does. You don't think, wait a minute. My brother Frank says that Dad doesn't sound like a country bear from Disney. I think he does. Well, hi, buddy. My name's Frank Burris. That's Dad. That's what he sounds like. I'm a broadcast communicator, and I say I can't broadcast, or I can say I can't communicate. That's correct. The rain, I don't know what attacked the camera. I don't know what it is. Yeah. All right, so the model's on formation. All right, you're making me work this morning. I'm half asleep, people. All right, log in. All right, here we go. Y'all are making me work. Hold on. Let me dial up pressure. Normalize. Okay, all right. And then we'll go to basin. Okay, great. All right, let's roll through time here. There it is right where it says forecast high 88. This is the GFS. There it is, doing its thing, doing its thing. GFS, 971, 972. So the GFS absolutely wants to develop this into something. Yep. Recurving because it's strong. Recurving it, keeping it out to sea. It's fine with me. And then maybe, bubbling some other things up, but nothing ominous, nothing scary. All right, so that's the GFS. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's look at the European. All right, here's the European. Doing its thing. There it is, 1,005. Now, interesting, the European is weaker. You see that? That's 1,004 millibars. Earlier model run wants to get a little stronger, and then it kind of weakens it as it gets a little closer to us. Let's look at the ensembles. I'm an ensemble fan. Let's do that. Let's do that. Multi-parameter. Low locations. Okay. Let's dial into the ensembles. Right where it says forecast high, you can see those are ensemble support for the area of low pressure developing. Right? There's the ensemble spread on the GFS. Most of the GFS ensembles are in a recurvature path, whereas you've got a couple taking it into the Caribbean, but they're all kind of recurving eventually. Yeah, there's definitely more GFS ensemble support for the recurvature. All right. Let's look at the European. Ensemble. Okay. There's the European members. You see how spread out they are? Right where it says like current temp 72 forecast, like where it says temp 72 forecast at the bottom of the screen, 73 forecast. There's definitely more of a spread on the European, but the ones that keep it south, keep it weaker. The ones that recurve it, and have it a little bit stronger. So, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out at the end of the day. How much time do we have? 2:40. All right, 2:40. All right, so that's where we're at in the tropics. There's definitely something to watch, not something to freak out about, and that's okay. We'll be watching it and not freaking out. In the meantime, with just a couple of minutes left until I have to go do the TV thing, let's chat about your 7-day forecast. Showers, storms today. I think it's going to be even stormier for us tomorrow. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're going to keep the storms around. Notice summer begins on Wednesday. Tomorrow for Juneteenth, it actually looks a bit stormier and then staying stormy, really, through the rest of the week. Active pattern we've got here. Active pattern, right? Listen, be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you for hanging out for Coffee Talk and spending part of my Father's Day with me. I appreciate that. Be good. I will see you all on TV in a couple of minutes, and have a great one. Celebrate dad, celebrate father figures, anyone who is a good impact to you. Let's celebrate.